Now we're going to look at ways to sit for meditation, because a lot of us, me included, cannot sit in lotus position where you have your feet up on your thighs. So, sitting cross-legged is the next kind of best thing. Now, the thing is, I see a lot of people and they're sitting cross-legged and they're like this, and their knees are up here and they're slouched, and it's really, really difficult. The other thing to keep in mind is practice makes progress. It will take practice to sit, okay? Now, I'm using a cushion. If you've got really tight hips and your knees are up here to start with, you'll need a cushion, maybe even a couple of cushions to begin with, okay? Once you're in position, once you've got a cushion, because ideally you want your knees at least level with your hips. Now you'll see here that they are not level with their hips, so I may use a bolster. Notice the difference. My knees are now not quite so high. Ideally, again, in a cross-leg position, in this position, you're aiming to cross at your shins, not at your ankles. And the reason it's so important to get all this right is that if you're tense and you're slouching, you cannot breathe properly and you can't focus on anything other than the fact that you're uncomfortable. So use a cushion, rolled up duvet, whatever, to get yourself in a position. So make sure you take your time to get this organized. Grab your butt cheeks, literally pull them back, so you want to feel like your pelvis is tilting forward, and this is why we prepare the body for stillness. The other thing you can do is, if you're quite tight in the hips, is to place blocks or bolsters underneath your knees, and if you haven't got any proper yoga blocks, then books, anything, rolled up towels, anything underneath your knees, because what tends to happen is as soon as you've got something to rest your knees on, you'll start to relax around your inner groin. You might not even realize that you're holding tension until you start to relax it. So use as many cushions as you need to underneath your knees, so that you can sit up tall. You can even use the wall, you can even sit against the wall to start with. And to begin with, you may only be able to sit for a minute or so. That's okay. Build it up, practice it, and use whatever props you need to. So the most important thing is that you're sitting nice and upright. Now, my preferred position, and I spent years learning how to sit, is to bring my left foot into my groin and bring the right foot in front. So you notice the difference. Now my knees are down, I'm still sitting on the bolster, and I can relax and I can sit for a lot longer, an hour or so in this position, whereas in cross-leg position, I'm not very good. You might try this and your knees are still up high, and again, just pop a block or a book or anything underneath either one or both knees, so that you can press down, kind of gently press down, so that you can lift up out of it. Again, play around with it, explore, see what works for you. Alternatively, if you try both of these and after a minute you're struggling, keep practicing, but for your main meditation, sit in a chair with your feet flat, feet hip width, sitting up nice and tall, so again your spine is nice and upright, so still we're not slouching, so you can rest lightly against the back of your chair, but still stretching up, so your hips, knees, toes are in alignment, so you're not like sitting with your legs crossed or anything, you're still in that kind of active but relaxed position. Remember, it's an active relaxation. You don't want to be falling asleep, and you don't want to be like, oh yeah, la, 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 la. So you want to be in an active position, one that you can breathe in. So again, this takes practice. So as I say, to start with, you may only last a minute or so. That's fine. Keep practicing, and I promise you, practice makes progress. If you have any questions, as always, you can reach out. Fantastic.